Sometimes when everything falls apart, when the doors close, when the people you trusted walk away, and when your heart aches with questions that have no answers, you begin to wonder, did I do something wrong? Is Allah angry with me? But what if your pain isn't a punishment at all? What if it's a lesson, a hidden mercy wrapped in hardship? Because sometimes Allah breaks you, not to destroy you, but to rebuild you into someone far stronger, far purer, and far closer to Him. What you see as chaos, Allah sees as correction. Every heartbreak, every delay, every disappointment, none of it is random. Life may look shattered in front of you, but behind that breaking is a wisdom too deep for the human eye to see. What feels like rejection may actually be protection. What feels like loss may be a quiet redirection towards something far better. Allah does not allow anything to touch your life unless it carries a message, a meaning, and a mercy hidden within it. When you face trials, it's easy to assume that you're being punished or forgotten. But in truth, those moments are reminders, gentle or sometimes firm, calling you back to what truly matters. The delay in your plans is often the saving of your soul. The heartbreak you thought would destroy you often becomes the turning point that rebuilds you. Behind every "why me?" there is always a divine "trust me" whispering through the storm. Sometimes Allah lets your plans fall apart to teach you that His plan was always greater. The wisdom of trials often unfolds slowly, like dawn breaking after a long night. At first, all you see is darkness and confusion, but with time, the light reveals why things had to happen the way they did. You begin to notice that every difficulty shaped you, softened you, and made you more dependent on Him. What once felt like pain becomes the reason you found peace. The soul learns its greatest lessons not in moments of ease, but in moments of breaking. When life tests you, it is not Allah turning away, it is Him turning you toward Him. Every tear, every silent prayer, every sleepless night is heard. The struggle teaches humility, patience, and surrender. It teaches that you are never in control and that the one who is never fails. So, when life feels uncertain, remember that the same hand that wrote your pain also wrote your healing. Your story was never abandoned midway. Every trial you face carries a lesson designed especially for you, to bring you closer, to make you wiser, to remind you that Allah's wisdom is far greater than your understanding. What you call chaos today might just be the exact correction your soul has been praying for all along. A storm in your life doesn't always mean that you've been abandoned. Sometimes it's a sign that you are being chosen. There are moments when Allah brings trials not as a form of anger, but as a sign of deep love. He allows the winds to shake you so that you can release what no longer belongs within you. He lets your heart break so that it can be rebuilt with sincerity and faith. It is through hardship that you begin to see the difference between those who truly stand by you and those who were only meant to pass through your story. When Allah loves a person, He purifies them. And purification is not always gentle. It sometimes comes wrapped in tears and sleepless nights. Like gold placed in fire, your soul goes through heat and pressure until all that is false melts away. The process may burn, but it leaves behind something radiant, something real. Your patience becomes your strength, and your trust becomes your light. You realize that even in the midst of difficulty, you are never alone. Your pain is witnessed, your prayers are heard, and your endurance is rewarded. Tests are not meant to push you away from Allah. They are meant to draw you nearer. They make you stop, reflect, and surrender. They remind you that no matter how much control you think you have, life belongs to the one who wrote it. Sometimes, Allah closes doors because you were walking into harm. Sometimes He delays your plans because He wants to protect your peace. And sometimes He tests your faith because He wants to show you the strength that was already within you. The believer's heart learns to see beauty even in hardship. It whispers gratitude, not because the pain feels good, but because it knows that every struggle carries divine wisdom. It's in these moments that your dua becomes more sincere, your reliance becomes stronger, and your love for Allah becomes deeper. What once seemed like a storm begins to feel like a path back to the one who has always been guiding you home. So when trials come, do not see them as signs of rejection, but as invitations to rise higher. Perhaps Allah saw goodness in you that you could not yet see yourself. Perhaps He wanted to polish your soul until it reflected His light. Every test, no matter how heavy, carries mercy within it. It's not there to break you. It's there to awaken you, to remind you that even through fire, gold never loses its worth. Growth is never born out of ease. It always comes from discomfort. Just as a seed must break apart in the dark soil before it can bloom into something beautiful, the soul too must go through moments of breaking before it learns how to rise. Pain forces you to pause, to reflect, to look beyond the surface of your life. It removes the illusions of control and teaches you to surrender to something greater than yourself. In that surrender, you begin to grow into the person Allah always knew you could become. If everything in life remained smooth and predictable, faith would stay untested and shallow. It is through challenges that faith turns from theory into conviction. When you are placed in situations where nothing makes sense, that is when belief becomes real. You learn to trust the unseen, to rely on Allah's plan even when your own plans fall apart. Growth happens in the waiting, in the tears, in the long nights when you still choose to whisper, "Lie, Allah, I trust you." Even when your heart is breaking, discomfort has a way of awakening parts of you that ease never could. It builds patience, empathy, and strength. It softens your heart toward others because you now understand their pain. It teaches you to appreciate small moments of peace, to value simple blessings, and to find beauty in the ordinary. When Allah places you in hardship, He is not trying to harm you. He is stretching your soul to prepare it for something greater. Every struggle carries a hidden lesson meant to elevate you. The hardship you are facing right now may be the training ground for the strength you will need tomorrow. What feels like loss today may become the wisdom that guides you later. Allah never wastes your pain. Every moment of discomfort is shaping you, polishing you, and preparing you for the next chapter of your life. So when life becomes heavy, remind yourself that growth is supposed to feel uncomfortable. You are not meant to stay the same. The breaking of your comfort is the birth of your transformation. Allah is not holding you back. He is moving you forward, just in ways your heart doesn't yet understand. What feels like an ending may simply be the soil from which your new beginning will bloom. When hardship strikes, the heart immediately wants to question why. It wants to resist, to run, to find a way out. But true strength lies not in escaping the storm, rather in standing through it with patience and trust. Patience is not passive. It is active faith. It is choosing calm when everything within you screams for relief. It is reminding yourself that even when you do not understand the plan, you can still trust the planner. Each moment you hold on with patience, Allah raises you higher, even if you cannot yet see it. Gratitude, too, is a light that transforms darkness. It does not mean pretending that pain doesn't hurt. It means recognizing that even in pain, there are blessings that remain. You still breathe. You still wake up. You still have a Lord who listens. Gratitude turns bitterness into peace and makes the heart strong enough to endure. When you say, Alhamdulillah, through tears, you are not ignoring your pain. You are choosing to remember that the one who gave the test is the same one who will bring the ease. Patience and gratitude walk hand in hand. One teaches you to endure, and the other teaches you to see beauty even in difficulty. Together, they form the wings of faith that carry a believer through the hardest of storms. Without patience, gratitude fades into frustration. Without gratitude, patience turns into silent resentment. But when both live within your heart, you begin to experience serenity, not because life is perfect, but because your heart has surrendered to Allah's will. Trials are a mirror. They reveal the truth of your faith. It is easy to say, I trust Allah, when life is smooth, but the real test comes when everything shakes, when you can still bow down and whisper, Alhamdulillah, amid confusion. That is when your faith matures. Trials separate those who only praise Allah in comfort from those who praise Him in every condition. That distinction is what transforms a believer's heart from ordinary to extraordinary. So, when life becomes heavy, let patience be your shield and gratitude your light. These two qualities turn suffering into elevation. They make you resilient, humble, and hopeful. And as you continue to thank Allah even while waiting for relief, you'll find that peace doesn't come when the pain ends. It comes when you realize that Allah was with you all along. Even in the storm, no pain lasts forever. Every hardship that once felt endless eventually fades, leaving behind quiet lessons written deep within the heart. The storm that once shook your world will pass, and in its silence, you will see how much you have changed. You will realize that the pain was never meant to destroy you, but to teach you. It made you softer, wiser, and more grounded in faith. Even the nights you cried in solitude carried purpose, for they brought you closer to the one who never leaves. When Allah promises that with hardship comes ease, He does not say it will come after. He says it comes with it. Ease is hidden within the same struggle that breaks you. It is in the moments of prayer when your tears fall, but your heart feels lighter. It is in the tiny signs of hope that appear when you least expect them. The ease is not in the ending of the pain, but in the presence of Allah during the pain. You begin to understand that His mercy was never gone. It was just disguised as patience and endurance. When the storm finally clears, don't rush to forget it. Look back and see what it taught you. Maybe it taught you to let go of what was never meant for you. Maybe it showed you the depth of your own strength or reminded you how deeply you need your Lord. Every trial leaves behind traces of wisdom, invisible marks of transformation that shape the person you are becoming. The pain fades, but the insight remains, guiding you through future storms with steadier faith. It is in reflection that healing truly begins. The heart, once bruised, learns to beat again with gratitude. You start to see how every closed door led you to something better. Even if at the time it felt like rejection, you begin to appreciate the divine precision in every delay, every detour, every unanswered prayer. The very things that once hurt you become the same things that now hold your greatest lessons. So when you look back on what you've survived, smile with humility. You are not the same person you once were. And that is the point. Your trials were never punishments. They were steps toward your growth. The storm didn't destroy you. It built you. And through every hardship, Allah was not testing your limits. He was revealing your strength.